What's going on, y'all? It's your boy H-Dog back here again with another video. And recently Cyberpunk2077 had a behind the scenes trailer with IGN devs discussing about the game. Miles Toast, who said, quote, "With Cyberpunk we're adding a whole new pillar what we call open-ended gameplay non-linearity and story non-linearity in gameplay. You can play your character any way you like to play it. All these things have an effect on how your story plays out." Paweł Sasko was interviewed by Polish radio Polski Radio about Cyberpunk 2077, which was translated and posted to Reddit. Four styles they have presented after the E3 demo: entropianism, kitsch, neo-militarism, and neo-kitsch will influence how Night City looks like in general, not only affecting the clothing but also the architecture of different parts of the city. Their goal is to tell a movie-like story for adult audiences touching subjects that we face in our times. He specifies that their games are not toys and are not for children. He says, "In today's culture we try to avoid difficult subjects, but they will not shy away from these. In fact," he says, "the game is loaded with them. They want people to think for themselves, and it will be up to us to decide what our morality is." He then continues, "The game will allow you to look at things from different perspectives, so knowing them, it will rarely be a black and white situation we find ourselves in. The goal is to keep the player on the edge of his seat by telling a breathtaking story. V's main goal is to break free from NC shackles and find himself a better life, and finding the immortality chip is closely connected to this goal, which makes Johnny the key to the main plot, and your relationship with him that you will build over time will shape the game's ending." CD Projekt Red's producer Richard Borzymowski spoke with US Gamer at Gamescom, explaining how areas in Cyberpunk 2077 differ, saying, quote, "There are very rich people in Night City. When it comes to pinpointing them in the city, out of the 6 districts, there's obviously the city center, which is super rich. Think high glass skyscrapers and black metal. Nobody looks at you actually. In Japantown, there are certainly a lot of rich people. In Pacifica, you could probably shoot someone, and if nobody would see, then nobody would care. If you would do that in the city center, you would probably get some law enforcement, because those areas are way more patrolled. The crowds will act and dress differently. You might hear more languages. For example, Japanese might be a prominent language because the Japanese are considered upper class in the universe." Borzymowski was asked, "What are your options when you're confronted by cops?" "Your options are to run away, fight them and run away, or fight them and then die." Borzymowski also spoke with Games Radar at Gamescom, explaining building the world of Night City, saying, quote, "If you look at a picture surface in terms of square kilometers, then Cyberpunk 2077 might even be a bit smaller than The Witcher 3, but it's the density of the content taking the world of The Witcher and squeezing it in, deleting the wilderness between. Obviously, The Witcher, we were an open world with vast lands and forests in between smaller cities and larger cities like Novigrad, but in Cyberpunk 2077, we're set in Night City. It's an integral part of the setting, and it's essentially a protagonist, if you want to call it that, so it has to be denser. It wouldn't give us the end effect we wanted to achieve if the city wouldn't be believable, so we packed it full of life." And honestly, I want to know what you guys think about this information on Cyberpunk 2077. Let me know in the comments below what you think. I will have links to these sources in the description box as always. And also let me know what you think about Cyberpunk so far. Are you interested in the game? Are you copying day one? And also it is a good thing to note that on August 30th, I believe they will have a live stream showing brand new 15 minutes of gameplay, if I'm not mistaken. And honestly, let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and tap the notification bell to stay updated on gaming news like this. I also do reviews and discussion videos, so please check those out. And until next time, it's been your boy H Dog, and I'm out. Peace.